the fall of Fjallheim, and the rise of the relentless Berserker. In the quiet village of Fjallheim, nestled among the rugged hills of the north, Sven Dragonrend had carved out a fragile peace. Sven was once a feared Viking berserker whose very name sent shivers through the hearts of his foes. Sven had traded his blood-stained axe and shield for the plow and the simple joys of family life. His wife Svala was his guiding star, her gentle strength a balm to his war-weary soul. Their two young sons, Bram and Egil, filled his days with laughter and purpose. Together, they tended the fields and guarded their livestock, building a life far removed from the chaos of battlefields long left behind. But peace, like the calm before a storm, was not destined to last. Driven by hunger, a massive dire bear had begun preying on their livestock, threatening the fragile stability of their farm. Sven, ever the protector, picked up his hunting gear and set out into the dense forest to slay the beast, determined to safeguard his family's livelihood. While Sven tracked the bear miles from home, the world he knew unraveled. The first voids, rifts in the fabric of Midgard itself, split open across the land, spewing forth an onslaught of monstrous creatures. These were no mere beasts, but nightmarish horrors with claws that could tear through steel and eyes that glow with a cruel, otherworldly light. Fjallheim, unprotected and unsuspecting, became one of their first targets. After a fierce struggle, Sven brought down the bear, its hulking form collapsing under his skilled hand. Hoisting its head as a trophy, he turned homeward, his heart lit with the anticipation of sharing his triumph with Svala and the boys. But as he neared Fjallheim, a chilling stillness gripped the air. The familiar sounds of village life were gone, replaced by the acrid stench of smoke and death. The homes he'd once known lay in ruins, smoldering under an unforgiving sky. Panic seized him as he sprinted to his own house. There, amidst the shattered remnants of his peaceful life, he found them, Svala, Bram, and Egil, lying lifeless among the wreckage. Their bodies bore the brutal marks of the void-born monsters, their vacant eyes a silent testament to the savagery that had stolen them from him. The sight tore through Sven like a blade, rending apart the man he had become and awakening the warrior he had buried. That moment, the berserker's trance, long dormant within him, ignited with a ferocity that shook the earth. Guttural, primal scream erupted from his throat, a vow of vengeance that echoed through the hills. Sven Dragonrend, once the most feared berserker in the land, was reborn in blood and fury. He stood as a towering figure, his broad shoulders and scarred visage a monument to a lifetime of war. His blonde hair, now streaked with gray, framed a face hardened by grief, but it was his eyes, blazing with a rage that could rival the gods, that marked him as something more than human. With his axe in hand, he became a force of nature, a whirlwind of destruction aimed at every creature spawned from the voids. For over a year, Sven rampaged across Midgard, his blade cutting a relentless path through the monstrous hordes. He knew no rest, only the ceaseless drive to slaughter anything born of the void that had taken his family. Villages whispered of his exploits, and legends grew around the berserker who fought without fear or fatigue, fueled by a sorrow so deep it defied the heavens themselves. Even now it is said that Sven Dragonrend roams the wilds, a solitary avenger amidst the chaos of the void. He carves his bloody trail through the endless tide of monsters, his heart a furnace of unquenchable wrath. He will not stop and will not yield until the gods themselves are held to account for the loss of his wife and sons. For Sven, peace is a distant memory, replaced by the eternal consuming fire of vengeance. What a brutal start to a new legacy. That concludes this Lords of Midgard prologue on Sven Dragonrend. Thanks for listening. Until next time, take care.